I'm going to be linking some of the YouTube videos that he did, some of his best YouTube videos that showed who he was, and from some people who knew him who worked with him, and also from some other people who knew him better. So you guys can have more of a connection with him too, and so you guys can also find out and get caught up on this stuff. And another video, me doing about him, about how bad it was he dies and the story of it. Through superheroes saying goodbye to him and it just being a funeral for a superhero in general. And the reason why I use clips of Superman dying and from stuff that already happened is to show it being a compliment to him from beyond the grave. And I use clips, it's from his YouTube channel so you know how good he is, and because of it being his death. His death even made it on the news, so that really shows he made it big and it shows he came up in the world. That is something to inspire to because it is good at YouTube coming so far. And it would be good if Marvel and DC acknowledged that. I'm also going to be linking the original video I did for him in the description down below. He was one of the biggest YouTube companies, he was one of the best comic book YouTube channels. And he made comic book fans the usual, he made it easy to keep up with comic books. He was really a good and perfect example of a comic book fan. It was just good him doing so much for the love of comic books and him doing so much because he loved comic books. And it's good just because he loved comic books and because he was a big comic book fan. It was good that he made it easy for people to get into comic books so much, and it was also good that he made it easy for comic book fans to become the norm because of it.
Without Superman, can there be a Justice League? Our coverage of the death of Superman will continue.
I must admit, I'm also concerned about the League's future. How many battles did we win simply because he was there?
Yeah. I used to be able to goof around so much because I knew Superman had my back. Now all I've got is his example, and that's gonna have to be enough.
Luthor, how dare you show your face here? You've come to gloat. You've tried to get rid of him for years. Are you happy now? Isn't this what you've always wanted? I hate you! I hate you!
Believe it or not, I'm going to miss him too. We are all of us privileged to live a life that has been touched by Superman. The Man of Steel possessed many extraordinary gifts, and he shared them with us freely. None of these gifts were more remarkable than his ability to discern what needed to be done, and his unfailing courage in doing it.
You're sick, aren't you? Heatwave tells him. People have said that for years, but this time they just happen to be right. So why not just blow everything up? It doesn't even matter. I thought the asbestos in my suit was protecting me, but it turns out it's been killing me. Everything's just a series of events. What's one more if I burn one more thing down? You're wrong. Life isn't an accident. It has purpose and it has meaning. And what that is, well, that's up to you. Instead of putting so much effort into burning things down, maybe it's time to build things up. You've done it your way for so long, and this is where it brought you. Maybe it's time for a change. I don't know, Flash. And Wally extends his hand. I'll help you. Heatwave struggles for a moment, but then he lets go of the switch, and he shakes Wally's hand. Even though we were friends, there was one thing that I never told him, and that was that I am his #1 fan. Crosses into paradise. The elderly pastor smiling. Look at it this way. It's flattering to just be remembered somehow. Well, Shazam, there's only one thing to do for those possessing the powers of gods at this point. And they both kneel and pray. Thank you. You've done well. You know, my motto is Excelsior. It's an old word that means upward and onward to greater glory. It's on the seal of the state of New York. Keep moving forward, and if it's time to go, it's time. Nothing lasts forever.